Alright, so yet again, Saucony digs into the archives and gives us this really cool sneaker that's become almost an everyday sneaker for me at this point. So today, we're talking about the Saucony Matrix. Let's get into it. What's going on, everybody? It's Mike from the Sneaker History Podcast, and we are back with another video. Guys, thank you so much for joining. I really do appreciate you. And I gotta tell you, at this very moment we're recording, we're about to hit a crazy milestone, and I'm super excited and super appreciative to you guys because right now we're at 4,998 subscribers, meaning we're 2 away from that 5,000 mark we've been, well, trying to get to. And it's because of you guys. You watching the video, sharing the video, hitting those buttons, all that great stuff. You guys have done that, and I really want to thank you all for being a part of the channel, supporting us as we really continue to grow and try to grow. So thank you so much, because without you guys, well, we'll still be at 0 subscribers. So thank you guys so much. I really do appreciate you. Now, let's jump right into the shoe because we're talking about one of my favorite brands, and if you watch the channel long enough, you already know, but if not, Saucony. Saucony is one of my favorite brands because they are so creative with the things they come out with. They don't hold back on materials. They want to give you the best quality, and you're not having to pay, tons and tons of dollars for it. And today, we're looking at a shoe that I never expected to come back out. In fact, I don't even remember the shoe when it was initially released, but this retro came at the perfect time. Saucony played their hand perfectly because with the trend of the Y2K sneaker coming back, instead of just a mesh runner, they took it back and said, you know what, let's give you something different that is really 2000s. And that's gonna be the Saucony Matrix. Now, first things first, I gotta shout out to the homies and the family at Saucony, Jason and Jennifer, for providing this shoe over to me. I really do thank you guys for sending it over because I've been really interested in this one. As soon as I saw the photos of people wearing them during Fashion Week, I think last year in Paris, this shoe really stuck out to me, especially in this yellow color. So I don't know, something about it. We'll talk about it as well, of course, as we go through the shoe. But it's just such an interesting model because it doesn't look like everything else out there. This was a 2000s trail-inspired runner that was designed by Brian Moore, and it was really cool. I think, if I'm not mistaken, designed in 1999, released soon after. I think 2000 was the last time we saw it, so I don't think it had a long life, and if so, if I'm wrong, correct me down below, of course, I'm totally cool with that. But it's just a really different shoe, but when you look at it, you can say, oh yeah, that definitely came out in the year 2000. It looks like something where everything was like, again, that futuristic look. This isn't covered in that silver vinyl like we see a lot of those runners, but it just screams 2000 just the way it's constructed. Now, one fun fact about the shoe that I didn't know, so shout out to everyone on social media who pointed this out because I think it's super cool because it's one of my favorite movies, and this shoe's easily becoming one of the most worn in my rotation at this point. And is that this sneaker was actually worn by Ben Stiller when he played Zoolander in the first Zoolander. And I guess one of the funnier scenes in the movie where him and his buddies were going out to the gotta insert clip here, the orange mocha frappuccino and the whole gasoline fight where everyone exploded. He was wearing this shoe. And I think I have a picture. If I do, of course, I'll put it up there. But you can see him on the set photos wearing his sneaker underneath his outfit. So really cool, random tie-in. But that's one of those movies, I don't know if you want to call it a cult classic, but I kind of do call it a cult classic because there's still people who are like, Zoolander, what is that? Or hadn't seen it. But I feel like that kind of goes hand in hand with the shoe because you say Saucony Matrix, you're like, what shoe is that? You just kind of gotta dig into it and understand what it is. Now, this sneaker is I feel like they're taking their time with the model in regard to releasing. Of course, the first ones we really saw that were super popular were J-Tip's collaboration. Was it the No Shoes in the House pairs? The 2 pairs looked really great. And we recently got the Color Plus Company collaboration, which was amazing as well. 3 amazing collaborations. But what makes this shoe even better is that although the collaborations were awesome, I feel like this inline or GR pair can really stand alone by itself as well, which makes, again, takes the collaboration to a whole new level because these stand out by themselves. Like, you look at this shoe, it looks like nothing else on the market, and it's really cool to bringing these out this way. Now, as we get into the sneaker, it is going to be predominantly mesh, but done in a couple different ways. So first, you're gonna get the softer mesh on the toe box here. Can you guys see that? And then, of course, you're gonna have your vinyl toe cap. It's gonna be really thick and coated to make sure, again, it does withstand any kind of the elements or external factors that could possibly tear up the shoe. This is going to be some pretty solid protection. And you'll see around the vinyl, There's gonna be some reflective piping as well. You guys see that around the top of the toe box and on the lateral and the medial side. Because it is a runner, it still wants to have that visibility piece, like of course a reflector on a bike. So if you are at night, this does help give some visibility to those around you. Now, I mentioned two different types of mesh. So we saw the softer mesh up top. We're gonna have this molded mesh on the lateral and medial side, which I think is super cool because you guys know me, I like depth in a sneaker. I like it to have layers, not just this flat, oh, here it is and let's move on. But they took this mesh and layered it. I don't know if it's just a foam, which I'm guessing it probably is, behind it, but you have this really raised up pieces here that we're seeing that give this shoe a really unique look. And again, you're gonna get that both on the lateral side here and the medial side, and of course close to the ankle collar as well on both sides. So really, really cool. Now, as we go to the laces, those are gonna sit on top of a yellow mesh tongue as well. Again, that's gonna be more that soft mesh we saw on the toe box. With your oval laces that are done up in black, you have that traditional kind of that bumblebee color, that black and yellow, or Bruce Lee color, whatever way you wanna go. But yellow and black always seem to go well together. And those, I'm looking at the box, these are the only laces that do come with it. But again, like I've said before, some different sneakers, not everyone needs an extra set of laces. These, perfectly fine the way they are. Maybe if you want to throw a yellow pair in, great, but I think the contrast here works perfectly, especially with the black piping we're seeing that works around the laces, around the ankle collar as well. So I think they put it together nicely. On the top of the tongue, you're going to have your Saucony branding right up top, of course. So you have Saucony stitched in black with their logo, kind of like this darker gray. You guys see that? And on the sides of the sneaker, again, both lateral and medial, you're going to have this kind of soft plastic, maybe more smooth vinyl version of their logo here going down with the 3 holes punched in, where you can have that mesh poking out behind it. And I like kind of that gradient they're doing. It's this dark gray to light gray to white gradient you're getting going in a horizontal fashion as opposed to the vertical where you typically see gradients. But I like how they did that. Again, just adds a little bit more character, adds a little bit more depth to the sneaker. Get inside your shoe, you're gonna have a white mesh sock liner, and you're going to have a insole that's covered up in white mesh as well. Nothing super special about the insole. It is gonna be, it seems like a decently thick foam. This is a lifestyle shoe, so I don't expect anybody to do any kind of hardcore activities in it. But it seems also as though it would hold up over time. It's not going to bottom out too quickly, and they're pretty comfortable when you put them on. So it's definitely it's serviceable. Now, as we get to the back of the sneaker, one of the really cool pieces here is going to be, you're going to have the Japanese lettering as a Japanese kanji. Is that how you say it? But if I'm, again, wrong there, throw it down below. But you got a Japanese lettering. And from what I've heard, shout out to Jennifer, she was on the Soul Brothers pod talking about this. And I think the rumor is that these letters are actually the designer, Brian Moore, his wife's initials done up in Japanese lettering, which is cool. I don't know if it's been confirmed or denied, or it was just a rumor around the Saucony offices, but they kept it on the sneaker. So you guys, let me see if I can get a better, of course I got the B-roll for you. There we go. Perfect. So we got that shot there for you guys. You can see the Japanese lettering, which is cool. I like how they just added that there, or left it there, I should say, to give it just an extra bit of character as well. You're going to have the heel guard as well, or heel cup. It's going to have Matrix on the lateral side there. You guys see it here done up in a dark gray stitching. It's going to be that same colors we got on the toe guard, that dark gray black type color. It's going to be, again, piped with the reflective material to make sure you're visible. But one of the cool little features here, does absolutely nothing, but just a cool little aesthetic piece, is going to be the Saucony logo done up in this bubble, which you can see. Actually push it in. Let me, God dog, I'm trying to get this. There we go. You can push it right on in there. Just cool to have. It does absolutely nothing, but I think it's just a cool little feature. Then you're gonna have your midsole. The tooling is really looking. I like how they do it. Again, this is a trail runner, so you're gonna have a gray midsole. You see, it's very aggressive on the designs you're getting across here. You're gonna have your Saucony branding right here in the back as well. And it's gonna be the grid cushioning you typically see in all the other Saucony models. So Grid Shadow 2, you're gonna look at your Grid Azura, things like that, same type of cushioning inside the shoe. As you flip it over, you're gonna have your traction pattern, which is a really cool traction pattern. You're still gonna have those Saucony lugs that are traditionally on all their shoes, but not as many. You're gonna have them right here in the middle of the forefoot, but you're gonna have this more just kind of oblong, really just kind of, I don't know, what's the word I'm looking for? Organic shape here. There's lots of curves, not a lot of angles there. You're gonna have this Saucony branding. Kind of, you see that right across the forefoot as well. You're gonna have a shank plate, but although it does have the look of carbon fiber, it actually feels more like a TPU down there. But I do like the look, really cool. And again, you're gonna have more of that kind of organic looking traction here with a bunch of the Saucony logos, or 2 Saucony logos there. Now this sneaker, I would definitely say go true to size, if not half size up if you're a wide footer, because it does have a pretty slender toe box. Now this one I haven't been wearing because they sent me a size 9 on mistake, but I liked them so much I just wanted to keep them in the collection. Maybe someone I know is a size 9 and they want a pair of these, so I have a DS pair for somebody who comes and sees them in my collection. But I have been wearing the black one they sent me. So this is a pair I've been wearing, a size 10, fits me perfectly, true to size. But again, if you are a wide footer, with this molded mesh, it's definitely a little stiffer than a typical mesh runner. I would say go up half a size, or at least try them on if you can, because it does get a little stiff, a little slender right here in the toe box. But it's a great looking shoe. I think is one that, again, is very unique, and I feel like Saucony is going to do a lot with them here in the future. They've done some great things already, again, with the 2 inline colors, but of course your collaborations as well. And the shoe I'm pretty excited about. Easy to wear, looks good, and I am very I'm very happy what they did with this one. I'm looking forward to the future of the Matrix and what they're going to do, other projects they have. But you guys, let me know. Do you like the Matrix? Do you not like the Matrix? Have you had a pair yet? If you had an original pair, let me know, because I would love to see if there's any changes, anything different we're missing. So comment down below. And until next time, guys, see ya.